Hi, this is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring One, and today I'm going to be answering a Dear Ruth Theresa question. So, you ready for this one? I think I am. So, the question is, Dear Ruth Theresa, does alcohol affect our psychic abilities? Yes, they do. And for each person, it's a little bit different. And the amount of alcohol is a little bit different just because, some person will drink one beer and they'll get tipsy, or someone else can drink five beers and get tipsy, and then someone else could drink like 3 sips and they're wasted. So it just depends on your own metabolism, how it affects your system, but all of it affects your psychic abilities. Usually at the beginning or when you first start to drink, it will intensify your psychic ability. So it amps everything up and make the voices stronger, make what you're seeing stronger, what you're feeling stronger. Everything kind of just amps up. And then after a period of time, it kind of starts weighing it down. Usually by the next drink, you're not feeling it or seeing it or hearing it as much, and it's not affecting you as much. So a lot of times, what happens is people figure that one out and they're like, oh, if I drink enough alcohol, it turns everything off. So if they're afraid of their abilities, they will turn everything off by continually drinking the same amount. And you'll see people that become alcoholics that way. It's like, if I drink this amount or I stay at this level, I don't see anything, I don't hear anything, and I don't feel anything. And so a lot of people get to become alcoholics, and it's more to shut off their abilities than anything else. So it's not a good way to turn it off, but it's an understanding of it. So one of the things that's really important to understand is when we first start drinking alcohol, it intensifies everything, and it's really because our barriers, our protection is kind of like coming down. So it kind of intensifies and then it levels off. The more alcohol you drink, the less your abilities are affecting you, or the less your abilities you're aware of. And like I said, people will stay at that drunk level for years. And there are people that are alcoholics that are very high functioning alcoholics that are really high functioning psychics. So that's something that's to be aware of. Let's see. I will tell you that most people that are drinking to turn off their abilities, they usually start drinking at a very young period of age. They're trying to turn everything off and trying to make sense of it. And once they realize alcohol does that for them, they will continually drink a lot. And so it's one of those, I've had clients that have drank for 20 or 30 or 40 years constantly alcohol to keep their abilities to the turned off stage. And anything that happens that interrupts that frequency of being that drunk. I had a client not too long ago that was in a car accident, so she was in the hospital for about 3 weeks after the car accident, and of course during that time frame she gets completely sober, and all of her abilities keep amping up during that time frame and scared the bejesus out of her. So as soon as she got out, she went back to that alcoholic level, so it wouldn't affect her anymore. And like I said, everybody has a different level that kind of gets them to that stage of being drunk, but the abilities are still there and they're still growing even if you're unaware of it. So it turns it off for you, but it's still growing. It's kind of like the lights off for the plant, but the plant's still growing in that perspective. One of the things I will tell people is when you're going to drink alcohol, make sure that you're with people that you trust. And that they understand that this is going to amp up for you. So kind of being really aware of the abilities amping up around you. The alcohol will continually affect your gifts for about 24 to 48 hours after you stop drinking. So if you had to drink yesterday, it still could be affecting you today until about that 24-hour mark, depending on how fast your body gets rid of the alcohol. And then it could be up to 48 hours, depending on if your body does it very slowly. It just depends on that perspective. If you have any questions about drinking and your psychic abilities, please post them below. Make sure that you like and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to pull a couple of angel cards and hopefully give us a little bit deeper insight into alcohol and our abilities. But make sure you like, share, and comment. Manifestation. Your abilities, no matter what's going on around you, are always kind of amping up. They're always drawing everything into you. And I will tell you that most of the time when people are drinking, they're usually not on their best behavior, and their thoughts are really kind of crazy and weird, and therefore their life kind of just only gets more crazy and weird, because that's what you're drawing into you. That's what you're manifesting into your life, is more crazy, weird stuff, instead of getting clear about what you do want. New beginnings. A lot of people tell me that when they get off the alcohol, it's kind of like almost like going back to square one. Like, I need to learn how to walk and talk and read and crawl and all of those things all over again, because now you're doing it with your psychic abilities completely on board, and that can be a little bit overwhelming. But it can also be really fun if you find the right person to support you during this, who can help you get a hold of your psychic abilities or help you out with that. It's not every psychic that's able to do that, able to teach you how to break down your abilities or teach you how to break down the information so that you can learn how to get a hold of your abilities. Serenity. This is the number one reason why people start drinking alcohol to begin with, to turn off your psychic abilities, is serenity. They want peace. They don't understand it. Usually the people around them don't understand it. And the more they drink, the more peaceful they feel, the more at peace they feel. But it's almost like a false sense of security. It's a false sense of peace, a false sense of serenity, because it's kind of holding everything down. Like I said, even though it's still growing, it's still there. Let's pull one more card. This card just kind of jumping out at the top. Harmony. The best thing to do is to work in harmony with your psychic abilities, and to learn how to amplify, how to turn them down, how to turn them, as down as much as you can. I always tell people you can't really turn it off, but you can turn it down as much as you can. And that will help you get a better control of your psychic abilities. It will help you feel more in balance of what's going on around you. Now, it's really important that you understand this as you work through your gifts and abilities, because gifts and abilities run through families. So if your parents had some type of psychic gifts, or your grandparents, you may inherit one of them from them, but you could also inherit some that the other person didn't even know that they had. Gut feelings are usually some type of psychic ability as well, and people don't really understand it. So they're like, oh, I don't have any psychic abilities, or I don't feel anything, but that gut feeling is a psychic ability. So it kind of makes it really interesting. I thank you so much for joining me today. If you have any questions or comments, please put them below, and make sure you like, share, and send me any comments you have. I'll be talking to you again soon. Have an amazing day.